Yo, what is up guys, it is the man in the can, it is Super Pigman here today with another video, and today we're going to be talking about more Kenshi stuff. I will be doing another update video on the Outer Worlds, Freeman Guerrilla Warfare, and all that other stuff, but let's just get straight into this video and what we're going to be talking about today. Today, we are going to be talking about polearms. We're going to be breaking them down and kind of categorizing them like we did with the katana. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. My buddy Scavs did a huge testing with all the weapons, so he pretty much sent me all the data he has, so making these videos are going to be a lot easier because he's going to help me out with them pretty much. So without further ado, let's get into the pros and cons of using this weapon. So the first pro is that, well, mainly it's good for defending bases. Now what I mean by this is, like, say you leave your base unattended and someone comes and raids it, right? Well, you should probably have your farmers and your crafters and everybody like that with these polearms, because they will be able to defend it. Because if you're living, let's say, in Okron's Pride or Okron's Valley or somewhere around there, most likely it's just gonna be some pushover bandits. Even if you live where the Shek live, when you have berserkers and all that, they're probably just gonna be pushover bandits, and they're not gonna be that difficult, and they're not gonna wear armor. So using these would be actually pretty beneficial, and they also attack really fast, just like the katanas do. Now they are also really good because you don't need a high skill level to use them. It's kind of like the katana, you just need dexterity just to use them, and to use them very effectively. And the other reason I say leave them at your base is because, say if you're, I believe it's Okron's Valley, where all the lush green land is, where you farm. Say you have river raptors come into your base every now and then. If you have these freaking, these polearms, then it's pretty much just gonna make things a lot easier, because you can just take them out because they die really easily. And that brings me on to another pro that it has. It is good for taking out creatures. So now if you really do want to farm up money, and you're by the UC or anything, taking out big things with this is so efficient that, like, oh my god. But you need to actually train your guys up first. Don't just go out there based on what I just told you right now and do it, because you really do need to train up your people before you can fight a big thing, because those things are freaking terrifying. But they do a lot of damage to animals and creatures, so that's also a really good plus. And it's really just great for taking out creatures. And if you even want to, you could take out big things, like I was saying, and steal their eggs, and do all that good stuff. And it's also a good way to train your guy how to use weapons, especially with heavy polearms, because if you train them with the heavy, they're gonna get better at using the heavy and all that stuff. But according to my friend, if I read all his things right to his data, weapon skill doesn't really play a whole entire role in how much damage output it would do. It's mainly dexterity and strength that play a huge role in how much damage a weapon can do and will do. But let's go to some of the cons for this, and the cons really do outweigh the pros of using these. And so let's go for the first one. They are bad to use against armored opponents. Now if your opponent has armor, don't use this weapon. It's like literally one of the worst weapons you can use. Even at May 2 version, it doesn't really do a lot of damage or anything like that. The only thing that it has going for it is its fast attack, like I said, but it just does no damage if someone's wearing armor, which makes it pretty useless towards end game. Because if you're gonna go and fight, in the Ashlands against the man, the myth, the legend, Catlon, then you are pretty much gonna need all the damage you can do in one hit, because that fool, you just don't mess around with Catlon, okay? That's one person you do not mess around with. But anyways, it's just really bad for armored opponents. And think about it, the Holy Nation wears armor, and the Shek really don't wear that much armor, but they do kind of. It's kind of hard with them because it kind of doesn't look like they're wearing armor. But even mid game, it starts to drop off and get a little bit useless. But let's go on to the next thing, and is if you are really trying to farm money, it's really bad for killing Leviathans, because they just don't do anything. And I thought that was just a good con to put in there, because I don't know if you guys farm cats by killing these big animals and taking their things. But anyways, let's go on to another con that actually matters more. And let's go to the limb damage it does. Cutting damage is all good and everything, but it's only good if it's accompanied by blunt damage. And the polearms aren't really known for blunt damage, because they're more like, I'm gonna poke you type of thing. and it's not used for, you know, exact limb damage or exact blood damage, because you're not gonna hit someone, you know, on top of the head with it and knock them out. But that's the problem, it does no limb damage at all. You really can't cut off a limb using, you know, a polearm. It's really low probability it'll happen. Like I said, I'm not saying it will never happen, but I'm saying that the likeliness of it happening is not going to be that much as, you know, say if you're using a falling sun or a plank. Honestly, that's the thing. Like if you do one swing at the plank, boom, you like completely cripple someone. But with this weapon, it's just like, oh, you just poked me in my chest. That's strange, you know. But anyways, let's go to the last and final con, and let's just talk about how low of a damage it does per shot. That is literally like, it baffles me that a weapon can do such low damage per shot, especially on higher level opponents. Well, not really on higher level opponents, but just on opponents with armor. It just doesn't do any damage anymore, and it just kind of like, it makes you scratch your head like, why isn't this doing damage? It should be, but it's the low armor penetration, the fact that, you know, it doesn't really do any, it doesn't like really rely or have any blunt damage, so it's just cutting damage. And what do you expect with cutting damage if you can't even hit anything for, you know, blunt damage? So it's just really bad. It doesn't, like, I think my lowest one I got was 6 when it hit something, and that was super low, and I don't even know how I got 6 on a hit, but you know, it just happened like that. Anyways, so overall I would give this weapon grade maybe a 7 or 6, like a 6.5 out of 10, because honestly it's really good to use at start, but towards the end it just doesn't really fit anymore. You just really can't use it anymore. It just feels like it's worthless. Anyways, hopefully you guys do enjoy this type of video. I am going to be making more videos in the future about other games and stuff, you know, the Outer Worlds, Freeman Guerrilla Warfare and all that. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. Remember to leave a like, subscribe. We're on our way to 500 subs. Let's go. Peace.